How did training go?
They said she learned a new thing to like sit down, but I don't know that she really sat. The guy's like living with me for a week.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
wow. You're training.
Yeah.
Damn.
So we'll see. It's more like she's so good. It's just she got to listen for her own good, or else she's gonna like hurt herself. So
Yeah.
like because it's just she eats. It's the eating. She eats such shit. So
Hold on one sec.
that's an insult
right.
hat.
I'm good. What?
All right.
What do you mean that's an insult hat?
Yeah, I mean that's an insult hat. You're like, how's the training? And then
I was asking how your dog's training's going.
yeah,
Because I'm
what's
wearing
that?
a fucking turtle.
What's a turtle? How's a turtle an insult?
Because Dave thinks our turtle, Mr. Pear, has anything to do with Ms. Peaches. It's like totally different fruits.
Oh.
That's Mr. Pear.
Yeah, he's a gambling pear. He's a gambling turtle. Sorry.
It's a mockumentary hat.
It's not a mockumentary. We're selling these hats. You have a non-profit dog. We have a for-profit fucking turtle.
It's a
trying to help this fucking company.
That's a mockumentary.
Are you gonna get another dog that's for profit? I told Dave he needs to get a second dog because he's looking to get a second dog and just be like call him like Mr. Monopoly or something, or like a Rockefeller, and just be like, this guy's 100% gonna get profit. That's it. He wears a monocle.
Maybe Mr. Pear is more paying homage. It's not a disrespect. It's
exactly. Thank you.
Miss Peaches walked so Mr. Pear could run.
Correct. He's gonna make us money.
It's a mockumentary hat.
Until your pets start making Barstool money, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, it's been from. I mean,
okay, someone's got to do it. Some pets around here got to make money.
How's the training going? Wearing a mockumentary hat.
I didn't even realize I was wearing this hat. Couldn't even see you guys.
Yeah, right.
Not all about you, buddy.
Yeah, you're like what? A turtle?
You want me to change my hat?
No, it's just
I'll fucking change my hat.
When does the mockumentary come out, Dan? Is it a full?
There is no
6 episodes. Is it a movie? Is it a series? What's it going to be?
Dave thinks Dave's on his fucking island in his compound while we're trying to monetize pets.
This is like Paranoid Davey when he's like just
yeah. There's no comparison that Mr. Pear came along 20 minutes after Miss Peaches.
Listen, we didn't know when he was going to be born.
High noon, the moment everyone has been waiting for is finally here. The high noon pool pack is back, so grab a case, text the group, get your friends to the nearest pool. It's only here for this summer, so now's the time to enjoy lime, peach, and 2 limited edition flavors, guava and kiwi. As always, the high noon pool pack is made with real vodka and real juice, has 100 calories, gluten-free, has no added sugar. Visit highnoonspirits.com to find a pack near you. We could talk as much or as little as this. I'm getting too deep in politics. I'm infuriated by it.
Uh-oh.
I just did another rant. I'm getting to shut up and dribble a basketball. But it's
you hate Joe Biden. That's what it comes down to.
No, not really.
Yeah, well, maybe not hate, but you're like always gunning for him. That's the
it's
always like I want him to be accountable at all times.
It's not him actually because I think he's been out to lunch. It's like my dad. I can't stand my dad.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. It's just
my dad. I need him. This is what my last rant was. I just and it sparked it because Rob Reiner, who makes great movies, like democracy is saved. He tweeted that.
It's crazy.
That's what's driving. It's like,
but Dave,
Democrats could just be like, this has been a shit show. We just hate Trump. But you can't say Trump's a threat to democracy and then do what's happening.
Correct. It's the ultimate hypocrisy. Just even the little stuff where they're like, now's the time to have a conversation about Donald Trump being the oldest man to run for president. It's like, what the fuck planet are we on?
I kind of like that move.
But
as soon as the oldest guy dies, you make him for being the oldest.
And how is Biden not, as of us recording, he hasn't said anything?
Because he's got nothing in his brain. Dave. The only thing I would say, because I agree with everything you said, but it's more like, what do you think's been going on? They've been doing this for years.
I know.
They did it to Bernie in 2016.
So, I know. So
they run the same. And this is also before Trump. This is Republicans do it too. I saw a stat. It was since 1970. This is the first time since 1976 a Clinton, a Biden, or a Bush isn't on a ticket. It's all fucking rigged.
Right. So fine. I don't disagree. people, if you speak out against, like, people are like, he's Magnus, it's not, it's gotten to the point of ridiculousness where and it's never going to happen. Like, I can't get my dad to
It's your
just
dad.
be like,
No,
I
he's not
can't
gonna
get him to
change.
be like, yeah, this is the craziest thing that's happened in democracy in my lifetime. It is. The fact that people aren't getting to vote for the Democratic candidate is insane.
Right. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to do the convention. They're going to put some tomato cans up. They're probably, I wouldn't be shocked if a fucking Abel brothers running up against Kamala in Chicago. They're gonna do the tomato can thing, and they're gonna be like, democracy is saved. She ran, she got battle tested by running against a bunch of people that were never gonna win. And hey, we did it the right way. It's all bullshit.
This candidate was so bad when she ran in 2020, she dropped out before the first primary. That's how bad, that's how disliked she was. And as somebody on my side, like, I would vote Democrat if a candidate who I liked won. I'd love that. But like, to shove it down the throat, fine. It is what it is. But I got to log off because it's getting to me.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. That's the most frustrating part. The two-party system, how everything's set up, it's not up to actually the American people. And that's the part that's so frustrating. You just got to remove yourself and be like, fuck it. I don't care what happens.
But at least
we don't get a say.
The Republicans can at least right now be like, we elected Trump.
Yes.
He is our favorite candidate for our side. We proudly, the Democrats can't do that. The AOC 3 days ago said it was a coup. She's like, this is a coup. It can't happen. And then 3 days later, she's like, democracy. It's like, what planet are we on?
It's crazy.
And I can't take it.
You're
I'm
too
losing
deep.
my mind.
Yeah,
and then I get.
But that's the thing, Dave. That's why I remove myself from all this stuff, because you just look at it and you're like, this. None of this makes sense. People will tell you one thing, and then if it changes the next day, they'll just tell you a totally different thing. And it's just
politics,
all bullshit.
baby. That's the game.
All lies. It's all fucking the deep state and the people who they want in power that they know they can control. That's all it comes down to.
The fact that he has not had even just like a 2-minute, fellow Americans, I'm dropping out. Like, you're resigning from the fucking campaign over Twitter?
Dude,
over Twitter?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And nothing. We may never hear from him again.
I mean, well, maybe there's something more going on. Yeah, he might be dead for that. Like, is he gonna be, at the conventions and like, championing?
And all the people like Obama, Pelosi, Clooney, everyone who they pushed him down a flight of stairs.
Yes.
They're like, you are not going to run. We're not letting you. And then they're throwing flowers on him. It's just,
it's the coach staying on for the bowl game. It makes no sense. Everyone's fucking transferring. What are we doing?
There's always been a little bit of that, though. Like, you go to, in the primaries, you're like talking shit about them. And then when it comes time, everyone's on the same. But this is like to the maximum.
You didn't let the Democrats vote.
No.
There's no way she would have won the nomination if she had to run with non-Biden. It's already been proven out.
But also, she was out before
Iowa.
Yeah, she didn't make it to Iowa.
Yeah,
it's very tough that, like, she's been a joke. The running joke has been that she's, nowhere to be found. They've been hiding her in the basement, Mamala, all that shit. We did it, Joe. She's been a running joke. And now it's like, she takes them down. She takes down criminals. Now she's going to take down Trump. She's our woman. It's like, she's not your woman. You never said that once until now.
The flip that the media made so fast, being like, she has such an impressive record and all this stuff. It's like, you guys are just, it's all lies. It's all bullshit.
Oh, well, you know what? I mean, in the real world, like, she does have an impressive record, right? Attorney general and prosecutors, and she has done impressive stuff, but no one once talked about that until they were forced to, and now they have to.
They're shoving it down our throat. Right.
Yeah.
They're like, she was the one we wanted all along. It's like, no, that's just
it's not only that, she already ran. There's no world in which she would have been picked. She already proved it in 2020, and that's the part. And it did happen as Bernie, and he goes like, the DNC,
they do it every time.
Yeah, it's just, but this, to not be able to pick the candidate, I can't. And then have those people say, Trump is the threat to democracy. It's like, what are you talking about?
Dave, that is what they're going to do. They're going to run a fake, like, open delegation and be like, we did pick our candidate. That's exactly what they're going to do. None of the heavy hitters are going to go up against her. They're all going to fucking get behind her. Back to Biden real quick. We're owed as Americans for Biden to give us one speech completely off the rip. No teleprompter. Just see what the fuck he says. It would be so, like, just give it to us. Give us one where it's just like whatever pops in your head. He'll be talking about shit from like 50 years ago. I want to see it. Give him an ice cream cone and let him go.
They dumped him on ice cream day.
Yeah, I know.
It was National Ice Cream Day.
Brutal.
The guy loves ice cream. You got to be relieved at that point, right? Like the weight off.
That was a negotiation. I don't care what and probably not with Joe, probably with Jill and Hunter and whoever. Like, what are you going to do for us behind closed doors to get him? If he even knows, because I don't know how we haven't seen him yet. But all this stuff, like, it honestly doesn't matter it's so preposterous. The parties spin it. You have the press secretaries. There's that clip. She's like, all these videos of Joe are deep fakes. Like, he's fine. Yeah. Well, he just
like it erases everything you said.
Yeah.
You're copping to all of it.
Yeah, you've lied, and everyone's known you've lied, but it's just insane.
It's like you were in court, like accused of something, and you're denying, and then you confess to the crime. It's like,
and like, who cares? We're on to the next. It's just,
yeah,
it is.
But let me ask you this: if your dad was not your dad, would this bother you as much? You weren't hearing from him every day, and Trump.
I mean, I don't even want to read like the text I have with him. He just leaves me on red when he has like my last text to him was, should the American people be allowed to pick their candidate to run for president? I've been on red since yesterday for that one. Like that, it's not that complicated.
Yeah, the democracy thing's crazy. I saw Jon Stewart. I think he was tweeting about him. He was like, legend. He just said legend after it happened. It was like, legend.
And he didn't do it of free will.
No, dude.
All of it is strong-armed and defeatist, and like
they went to him and they're like, hey, dude, do you want like a presidential library? Do you want a bunch of money after you walk away? Whatever you want, just fucking get out of here.
Didn't he say, like, at least a source or whatever they put out saying, like, Joe Biden firmly intends to stick through this?
Yeah.
No one knew.
Like, he had 18 hours later.
He had no choice. It was one after another.
You think that's like a good offer or an intimidating offer? Like we'll get whatever you want, or like, we're gonna fucking kill your family if you don't do this.
No, I think they probably gave him what I don't think it's him. I think it's Jill and you got to think about
Hunter,
it.
Dr. Jill.
You are the most, who knows who's actually making the decisions, the most powerful group of people in the world, and you're being asked to give that up when the reality of it, like, the process is not changing. They're already making those decisions, and you're got to push them out of the way. And whoever is involved, I'm sure they're still with Kamala, but it's
good deal for them though, because I think he was probably going to lose anyway. It's like cashing out,
Well, that's what happened.
Future, again, you're going to lose.
Like, I said they set him up to be whacked because that debate they had was the earliest debate by like a century. So if you had to know that,
I know I've been Jerry pilled, but just look at the last month. They set him up in a debate. He fails. He says, I'm not leaving. Trump almost gets assassinated, and then he leaves.
Then he has to leave.
How the fuck does that know? Just like that.
It's crazy.
I that's the shit that I feel crazy about, Dave, where I'm like, all this stuff, just look
you got me on the assassination because it was such an incompetent buffoonery. It's
and it also the timing. It literally was a week ago and no one's talking about it. And it's like, wait, that just happened. They basically were like, oh, Biden will refuse to get out. Well, maybe we have another way. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, now Biden, you got to get out.
It's crazy. It's one after another. Just Obama, Clooney, and even the things they say are so ridiculous. Like a Clooney is like, well, I knew like a long time ago. It's like, well, what do you mean you knew a long time ago?
Yeah. There had people being like, oh, I saw him 6 months ago. He couldn't recognize me. Where the fuck has this been? Are you just going to pretend?
You gotta
It's
have
crazy.
some, like, if I was a diehard Democrat Trump Biden supporter, and like you have no shame or self-respect to just pivot to Kamala.
Well, that's what's
No,
driving me crazy.
That's who, yeah, it's
that
like,
is what I can't get away
but that's
from.
also politics, right? You just have to be like,
it's power.
It's not Trump.
Yeah.
It could be it's you or him. It's just not Trump.
That combo with the Democrats are supposedly like the tolerant, and now they're the ones telling me like, shut up, stick to pizza.
But it's always been this way. They had, you remember in 2016 when there was like, remember that hilarious debate where there were 17 Republican nominees debating?
Yeah.
And there were fucking 5 in it for the Democrats because they had anointed Hillary. That's what it is. That's how they run the game. It's just whatever. It's frustrating.
Who would you vote for? Like, is there anybody out there that if they put up, you would be?
I'm probably going to vote for the Libertarian guy. I probably won't vote.
Like, is there a politician out there that
or
I'm like,
even like
guy.
another version of Trump, someone out, who would you want to run the country if you could?
A guy. I always say this: you want to vote for a guy where you don't know the answer to the question before he speaks, like somebody who's like thoughtful on. It doesn't just go straight. Now you're never gonna get that candidate from these parties. Like you're never gonna find
that's the two-party system.
Yeah, but you're never gonna have a pro-choice Republican.
They just put everyone in a box, and you can't. There's so many of us that are sitting right in the middle that have common sense and are like, hey, some of what you say is crazy. Some of what you say is crazy. Why can't someone be in the middle? Just like, hey, people want to just live their life, be happy, be left alone, and like, where is that?
My answer for everything is Charles Barkley. He's like my answer. He's literally my answer for everything. It's like, I never think he answers anything other than what he thinks is the right answer to the question. Yeah. And it can be politics. 1 second, he may trash somebody on the left, the right. That's what you want. You don't want it, but the whole thing's broken.
You got to get rid of the two parties, but I don't think you can.
It's crazy.
It's so entrenched, and there's lobbyists and like shit where they would never allow.
It's not a true democracy when there's two parties. It's not a true democracy.
What's the show with the crazy guy who was like Kevin Spacey?
House of Cards.
House of Cards. This is how he.
It's House of Cards meets
right. Like as soon as you start, if it was an independent that was gaining steam, you'd get pushed in front of a
House of Cards meets Veep. It's literally that. There's so many jobs, so much power, so much everything, and if it switches to Republicans, the government, you're out of a job. And people are quite literally willing to do anything, and it sucks. And who would ever want to be a politician? That's the great Trump.
I think
why would you want that?
Impressive people are like, I'm gonna go be a billionaire in like Silicon Valley rather than do this shitty job where I might get my head blown off and half the country hates me and I'm aging like I'm about to die. It's all.
I've said it a million times. A rich person who doesn't own a sports team, I do not trust. You know what's cooler than being president? Winning a fucking Lombardi. That's cooler.
Yeah, it's like the old Gladiator, the original Gladiator, when he's like, Maximus, you gotta like take over Rome. He's like, I don't want to. He's like, that's why you got to. Like, anybody who wants that power, and this includes Trump, is like, you got to be like a narcissist. Like, why would you want that?
No. I still always feel like Trump didn't actually. I feel like Trump doesn't really care about being president except winning and
it's grudge.
And I don't think he gives a fuck about policies and all that shit. So when you are a lame duck, like when you can't run again, it would be, I don't know. It's interesting to see what will happen when there won't be another election for him to win next time. Like if he really gives a fuck. I don't think he cares about this shit.
If he beats Kamala, is he the Gino Auriemma of politics?
What does that mean?
He can only beat women?
Yeah, maybe.
Just asking.
Maybe
he is gonna. I mean, when he beats her, he's gonna just like he does not take the high road. I thought there was a chance that maybe with Biden, he's like, all right, he's not my enemy anymore.
This is gonna be fireworks.
Everyone sucks in election year. I feel like the complaints just in everyday life just ratchet up, and people are so fucking
internet
annoying.
Starts breaking all of a sudden.
It's the worst. Jerry was right.
Yeah, Jerry's right. It's crazy. It just crazy. What else do we have on this? USA versus South Sudan. What is it? South Sudan? Is that who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Good program. Luol Deng made that program.
Crazy.
He did.
I
like
saw
up.
Yeah, but how did it I don't understand.
Dude, just the rest of the world is just catching up. They just
shows how maybe we underestimate, and it's always coaching and team basketball.
Well, I saw a post that said it was like, I love this because even though USA is so star-studded, when the game was on the line, you learn the hierarchy real fast. And that in the final few minutes, it was being run through LeBron and Steph Curry, like down the stretch. But like they played like shit. Steph Curry was playing bad, and it was almost like, I think it's the opposite of that, is that we're like hanging on to those guys when it's kind of what Embiid said. I mean, I don't really think LeBron's that old where it's the point where it's like, don't play him, but it's not quite the same as I don't think what people made it out to be of like this juggernaut team. I think it's the world is caught up and they're meeting in the middle a little more. The world catches up and we get a little bit old and it's a different story.
I may be making this up, but I feel like whenever USA basketball has a struggle like this, they struggle throughout. They don't just shake it off.
Bounce back.
No, it's not like, oh, this is one. They win the next 100 games by 60. They could be in real trouble.
I have two things for you, Dave. One, you might have to dip your blog pen this afternoon. Unbelievable clip. I'm so happy you haven't seen it because I have to explain it to you and you're going to laugh so hard. At the end of USA practice, they do a competition where they do a free throw competition with your offhand. LeBron won. LeBron says that he writes with his left. So he was shooting free throws with his right. What he's been shooting with for 40 fucking years. He was shooting right. Everyone else was shooting with their left. He's like, I'm a natural lefty.
Oh, so he just lied and said I'm a lefty so that he could shoot with his right?
Wait. So my offhand is my right.
That's crazy.
Did he?
And he crowned himself.
So LeBron James is claiming he is a natural lefty.
Natural lefty. So his offhand is his
was
right.
he joking?
I don't know, Dave. He looked like he was taking it seriously. He crowned himself at the end. I'll send you the clip. It was crazy.
I got to give him enough credit that he's joking.
I don't know, Dave. It was crazy. I saw it and I was like, Dave, if Dave hasn't seen this, I can't wait to tell him about it. That was my.
That would be, if we did a free throw I could see Dave being like, no, I'm a natural righty. I'm shooting lefty because
everyone's just shooting weird shots with their left off the bank, and he's just up there. I mean, maybe he's such a bad free throw shooter with his right that he was like, it's still a game. And then the other one, I just sent it to you, Dave. It's crazy. Maybe he was joking, but.
He has to be joking.
But the fact that he's shooting with his right and then crowns
himself. But he did
himself.
A whole contest? Like, if you won like that, it's funny as a joke. But
I don't know.
He was a contest righty.
He
crowned himself. He crowned himself at the end. It's nuts. The other thing I had.
He's the flag bearer.
Yeah, he is. The WNBA All Stars. Now they might not all be American. Why aren't they Team USA? They beat the Team USA.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts. That should be a winner takes all match.
That's like Boys in the Boat. Have you seen Boys in the Boat?
Yeah,
like the JV team beats the A team and they go to the Olympics.
Yeah, that should the Olympic team should be the WNBA All Stars that didn't make the team. There might be some forums on it.
I've done a little bit of research. Speaking of WNBA, Marbury, the girl in the sky who requested a trade, like their best player out of there. What happened there?
Frozen.
He froze. There's rumors that maybe the locker room chemistry on that team.
You don't say. Kennedy Carter and Angel Reese, you don't say.
There's somebody on that team may be upset that they don't try to win and they just feed the ball to get double machine. I don't know. It's interesting.
Have you watched a lot of those compilations of all of
her misses
dimes where the
the misses
passes? Yeah,
she's up for MVP. She's playing so good. All right, you can come back, Dan. Last one, Jake Paul.
I don't know what's going on with that trade request. I'll have to look into it.
Jake Paul, and she was traded. Jake Paul. I didn't watch this fight. Mike Perry seems like a tough guy. I did get a kick out of Conor McGregor after. Fired Mike Perry from Bare Knuckles. Brass would be something. Bare Knuckles for losing.
Called him a juice head too. Called Jake Paul a juice head, which is very funny.
Coming from Connor.
Right.
Yeah.
I give Jake Paul, again, the most credit in the world. I thought the train was over. I don't know if anyone watched it or they made money. The Tyson thing's down the road, maybe. I don't know but he's trends number one. The fact that he keeps this train going, despite losing to Fury, who Dan and I both say can't fight the younger one. Good for him. I don't know how he does it, but everyone's talking about him.
Do you know what the numbers are?
I don't.
Because like I feel like it trends and we talk about it, but at this point, never in a million years would I watch another one unless it's like a huge name. Like I don't give a fuck about him fighting Mike Perry.
This was supposed to be the Tyson one, yeah.
No, I don't care about him fighting at all. I don't even want to see like Tyson. I'd watch it on Netflix and not like.
But he just keeps the
train going.
He's pushing that like the
skincare.
Yeah, it's like a cologne, body wash, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought this train would have ended a long time ago. Just rolling.
That's all I got. The British Open.
Xander was awesome.
Xander. Anything else?
I got half the Chicago office working on Doug's. It's like a dream come true.
I
got a whole crew just like training me and making plays. It's kind of a funny, like the world is burning, politics are everywhere. And then if you come inside these walls, it's just like I got Nicky Smokes and memes and fucking Blutman just sitting here, just like drilling me on plays.
What happened to your Nicky Smokes NHL investigation, dude?
I haven't heard back since we donated. Maybe the money hopefully helped it. We donated 50 to that cancer charity. So, but
we haven't done a rundown since Captain Dave. I just want to make sure you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see the? Did you
PTSD?
Did you see the image of the harbor, Kevin?
What do you mean the image?
Someone tagged me a tweet of the Google image of the harbor. It's like
how wide open and big it is, Dan. How he was adrift at sea.
He was so far away from being out in the ocean.
Dude, let me tell you this.
I'm gonna send it to you, Kevin. You need to look at it. It's
so
Google
fucking image. I don't know what that proves.
You firing a flare in the harbor, in the marina, is maybe the funniest thing you've ever done.
Pentagon
you
didn't
knew
think
what you were
funny.
doing there, right? That was not like.
No, that was you like think I was shooting
dramatic.
Well, let me answer it this way. There was no one else on the boat with me. No one would have known if I shot a flare or didn't. So I certainly could have lied about it if that was the intention. I was doing it because I was lost at sea.
The flare is on
and the Pentagon certainly didn't think it was funny when they were asked about it.
That was crazy. That was.
Kevin, look at this. Look at this image I just sent you. This is the thing that he's like the land that like keeps you in there. He's in there.
In the harbor. I never said
it's impossible for him to go anywhere.
What are you talking
about? Like if you just
about?
sat around, you would eventually just have
you
like
just would have
land and like hit another mooring spot in the marina.
I would have maybe been shipwrecked. I maybe would have been out at I don't know what run over the best thing.
He's in like a kiddie pool.
What are you talking about? The harbor is a dangerous place. Have you ever seen Jaws when the great white is in the harbor?
Oh man, how quick did you?
I will say, I find I've had probably 15 to 20 people be like, "Captain, my captain yells at me." Like
Captain Dave is electric. He's electric.
Yeah, I think Captain Dave, in terms of your characters, is way at the top of the list.
Yeah, I mean the fact that it was a girl, it was like a little girl in a rowboat came in, and saved them.
Well, time out. I never said it. I was my third time as a captain. There's people who live here year round. They are more comfortable on the sea than they are on land. This was one of those people. She was like basically half fish. It's an island.
What would you have done if there was no Coast Guard? What would have been Plan B?
Just yell because there's about 1,000 boats sitting right next to him.
Dan, I was screaming and waving a black rope like a lasso. Nobody saw it. I really didn't want to abandon ship, but
you would have just had to jump in, swim away, and buy a new boat. Whatever. See you later.
Just been like, I don't know where that boat went. I'm never talking about it again.
Insurance fraud. Blow that thing.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sure your insurance company loves that. Watching you, hearing that story of you on the boat.
Bye.
All right. See you guys.